Hey guys, what I have in front of you is Seiko Samurai Mini. Not a new watch from Seiko, but a watch with a price point and a design that made me pretty excited about going to go get a Seiko. So here we go. Let's quickly go over the specs. As usual, the case is coming in at 41.7 millimeters, so basically 42 millimeters. And for my 6.5 inch wrist, that is really pushing the limits. But with that dial diameter only being 28 millimeters, it provides a smaller presence on the wrist than your usual 42 millimeter divers. The thickness comes in at 12.4 millimeters on my measurement with a solid thick 6.5 millimeters of screw down crown that provides 200 meters of water resistance. And inside driving the watch is the entry level but reliable in-house movement from Seiko 4R35 movement. And with all this combined, it comes in at a price point of 595 USD on the Seiko website, but you could usually find it brand new for mid 400s at the time of me filming this video. Let's start with the case, since that is the biggest issue for me when deciding to purchase this watch due to its 42 millimeter case size. But as I mentioned previously, the dial diameter is only 28 millimeters, but also the visible portion of the bezel, meaning the colored portion of the bezel, is only about 39.7 millimeters from one end to the other. Hence, it has a presence of a 40 millimeter diver on your wrist. I will do a wrist shot comparison with the 39 millimeter San Martin that I have, but for those with a slimmer wrist like myself, I think anything north of 6.5 inches, you can carry this off no problem. I also enjoy the transformer-like rugged look of the case that is kind of exacerbated by the jagged edges of the lugs, and somehow that makes the drastic dip of the case to the end links kind of work within this design language. Normally I would kind of complain about that. But on this watch, I really don't notice it all that much because of the rugged design. But not everything is positive. First, from the dimensions perspective, the 12.4 millimeter thickness feels much thicker on the wrist because virtually all of that is the case and the bezel due to the box crystals. Therefore, when you compare it with my San Martin, again, it has a 13.5 millimeter with a slightly domed crystal, and that watch feels much thinner than this watch, which has a case thickness that is 1 millimeter thinner, because about 2 millimeters of that San Martin is taken by the dome crystals. So just realize that this watch is going to feel much thicker than the 12.4 millimeter dimensions. And also, additionally, the bezel is stiff like a recently released prisoner going to a strip club, man. This is like, it's stiff. And add to the fact that the coin edges of the bezel has a less grip than the actual crown. Like, it's really, really smooth as far as trying to grip the edges of the bezel. Doing any type of bezel action on this particular watch is a nightmare. However, it does line up, which is good news. Moving on to the dial, I love the design of the dial. Love the shovel hour hand with the sword minute hand, and then sharp tooth hour markers, all contributing to this aggressive look of the watch. It has this, I wouldn't say red, I would say faded burgundy color of the dial. And when you combine all that, it kind of looks like an old samurai action scene where the main character is in the middle, kind of fighting off a bunch of soldiers who have surrounded him and are attacking him from all sides. And I don't even mind the tiny date wheel located between the 4 and the 5 o'clock mark. Honestly, with the darker colored dial that I have, with my old man eyes, I don't even see it 90% of the time, which kind of defeats the purpose. I would have preferred without it, but it's not a really big issue for me. I know some people have really complained about that date wheel, but it hasn't been an issue for me because I don't notice it 90% of the time. Now, what is an issue is this goddamn hardlex crystal. Basically, it's a specialized treated mineral crystal from Seiko to make it more scratch resistant, and it constantly has this hazy look that I don't know if it's from the actual dial color or if it's just hazy because the mineral crystal is just kind of hazy due to lack of AR coating, or maybe it's a combination of both. I'm not quite sure, but I would like it to stop, because it has this constant milky look, and whatever the cause is, I would really like to know if I could fix this so I could get a better clarity into that battle scene that is happening in that dial. moving on to the bracelet, love the bracelet with the exception of one thing. First, the end links are solid and has almost a jarring drop that not only looks great with the case design, but also provides a comfortability in wrapping around your wrist. Even though it's a male end link, it feels like a female end link and it's really, really comfortable. The finishing on the links is good. It has good polishing, smoothness all the way throughout. The case has dual lugs, which will work fairly well if you want to swap out the bracelet for whatever reason. However, the one big con of this bracelet is the clasp. Clasp is, I think, is trash. Now, from a functional purposes, it's fine. It has 4 micro adjustments and it's secure. It wraps around your wrist fairly tight. And basically, it has no issues from a security perspective. But it is pressed metal and it's a deterrent for 2 main reasons. One, because it kind of throws off the balance of the watch because so much of the weight is distributed to the head of the watch that I would like it to have some sort of a weight distributed to the back of the watch so that it kind of balances it out. But you're not able to do that with this press clasp, which is super, super light. So that is one negative. And then secondly, this damn clasp jingles like, it jingles all the way like Schwarzenegger. Like, I will do a jingle test here, but it is frankly ridiculous. Now, normally I would just swap out the bracelet with a strap, but it's frankly hard to find a good color combo to go with a red dial in my experience. And I really, really love the look of the watch, as well as the quality of the bracelet besides that clasp. So I have a replacement clasp on the way, and when it gets here, I'll do a video on just getting the clasp replaced if I'm successful. Do I recommend this watch? For the retail price, probably not, but for the current street price of $400 to $450 USD, for me, it's a resounding yes for one specific reason. I think that for the price point, watches like San Martin probably provides a better quality for the price point value proposition. But with the recent limitations I put on myself to look for watches under or at 500 USD, so that I could wear them freely without, getting them scratched or getting them stolen or whatever. My collection has been like a lot of homages, and this feeling that Seiko has provided me of owning the OG, I really, really have missed it. So I had this feeling when I owned the Grand Seikos, when I owned the Longines and Omegas, and I even had it when I owned like Laurier or Trasca. And now that I own the Seiko, which is an OG, it's bringing that feelings back, and it kind of offsets the quality to price point value proposition, where I really, really enjoy this watch tremendously. Now, it might not have the same effect for you. Maybe you don't really care about stuff like that. Then that's totally fine. But for me, that value proposition of just owning the OG has been pretty significant once I got this watch on my wrist. So that's pretty much it. It's a great looking watch at an affordable price point at current prices. So it's a yes for me. And if you like this video, like and subscribe and all that stuff. And I got a couple more reviews lined up. So peace.